Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know, my name is Jayla. So you guys, I wanted to talk about what I feel like was the most important lesson that I've learned from my time being on this earth, from my time just living, existing, going through different heartaches, going through different situations, going through different obstacles, struggles through life. I really feel like starting over, the ability to start over, to start fresh, that is the biggest thing you can take away. That is the biggest thing I've taken away from my 25 years walking this little planet, from just floating on this rock, man. That is the biggest thing I've learned. Start over. Be okay with starting completely over. Like completely over, like from scratch, from rock bottom. It can be really, really hard to wrap your head around sometimes. The idea of starting over, the idea of not just change, but starting over, starting from fresh. We, especially as young people, we get so attached to just one idea, to just one notion, to just one vision of what our life is going to be. And society molds us to be that way. We're molded to be that way. We're set up to be that way. Our parents, our guardians, the people around us, our peers, they all influence what we envision our future to be like. From a very young age, you have an idea of your head of what your future is going to look like. What your partner is going to look like, where you're going to live, what kind of job you're going to have, how many pets you're going to have, what kind of pets you're going to have, what you're going to be wearing, what you're going to look like, the vacations you're going to be going on, what your wedding is going to be like, what your honeymoon's going to be like. We have so much stuff planned. We already have so much in our head from such an early age. How do we ever have the chance to really know where life is trying to take us if we are trying to dictate everything from the beginning? You never know where the universe wants you to go. You never know what your destiny, what your purpose, everything in this life is supposed to be for you, until you really just release control and know that it's okay to start over. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to want something different than what you thought you wanted. It's okay to end up with something different than what you thought you wanted, than what you thought you needed. That's completely okay. There's nothing wrong with it. If anything, that's even better, because you usually, whatever you come up with in your head that you think is going to be so amazing, that you think is going to be everything you've ever dreamed of, it usually just isn't that way. It usually isn't like that. We usually build things up in our heads so much to be so grandiose, and then we get it, and it's like, oh, this is it? This is what I've been wanting for? This is what I've been pining for all this time? And you get it, and you don't feel as fulfilled. You don't feel as happy as you thought you were going to. And it's because it wasn't really meant for you. It wasn't really meant for you, but you were so determined to get that thing, and now you have it. So now what? So now what? Do you still want it just as much as you thought you did? I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you don't, because I didn't. I know I didn't. There's so many things that we finally get it, and we think to ourselves, well, it's not exactly what I wanted. This isn't exactly how I thought it would feel, but I wanted it so bad for so long, and now I finally have it, and I worked so hard to get it. I might as well just keep working so hard to keep it. No matter what happens, no matter what comes out of it, no matter if it kills my spirit, no matter if I lose myself to it, no matter if it hurts me, no matter if it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me, I have to keep going towards it, because this is what I wanted. And I just got to trust myself. Like, obviously I wanted it for a reason. It doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. Just because you wanted something in your past version of yourself doesn't mean that you have to continue to live that. We are constantly changing, we're constantly evolving, just as human beings, just going through life. You don't even have to try. You're going to just naturally just change and evolve. That's just who we are as human beings. You're not supposed to be the same person you were when you were 15. You're not supposed to be the same person you were when you were 8. Times change. Things change. You're not supposed to be the same person you were last year. You've learned a lot. You've been through a lot. A whole year of life. A whole trip around the sun. And you think that you're just going to be the same person. I don't know. Sounds a little crazy to me. And there are so many situations through life, especially if you're a woman. You have to be so comfortable. You have to be so ready, so prepared to start over. And not in a way where you just are so pessimistic about situations that you feel like, oh, like this is really nice, but I need to prepare for when it ends. Not like that. But in a sense, you need to be prepared. You need to be okay with detaching. You need to be okay with starting over. And that's not in the sense that you can't fully love or care about things. You can't fully give yourself to people or things. That's in the sense that at the end of the day, you're going to love yourself more than whatever this situation is, more than whatever this person is. At the end of the day, you care about yourself more than anything. That's what starting over is all about. If something is not for you, you know within your heart of hearts, no matter how hurt you're going to be leaving this, no matter how scary it is, no matter how hard it's going to be, no matter how much time it's going to take to recover, you love yourself enough to start over. You love yourself enough to just leave. You love yourself enough to just change what you want, change what you're going to have in life. You don't have to stay stagnant. You don't have to stay in this forever. You can go if you want to. You have the power. You wield all the power within your life. It doesn't always feel like it. Lord, I know it doesn't always feel like it, but you really do. It might take time. Might take a lot of energy, and it might take a lot of time. But you have the power. You have the power within you to just start over, start fresh. Don't let people, don't let environments, don't let situations pressure you into thinking that you need to stay in anything if you feel like it is not for you. If you feel like it's hurting you, if you feel like it is bringing your spirit down, if you feel like you're losing yourself, if you wake up one day and you think to yourself, I don't even know who I am anymore, like, that's not okay. It's not okay to feel like that, and you shouldn't have to feel like that. No one should ever have to feel like that. You should always be okay with being yourself. You should always know who you are. Because that's the most important thing. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know what you have, then what's the point of any of this? What's the point of any of it? It's just you and you. It's you and you at the end of the day. Like friends, family, partners, all of that, community, it's so nice to have. That's an add-on. That is an add-on. But fundamentally, it's you. It's you. It's what you want. It's what you need. If this isn't what you want, if this isn't what you need, you don't need to stay. You don't need to stay. That little car beep was so cute, don't you think? But like, I've been through so many, especially relationships as a woman, you feel like you need to stay. You feel like you need to stay, and you feel like you need to give it your all. You need to put your whole self, your whole being into it. You need to just keep fighting and fighting and fighting. And one day, you just think to yourself, if I just keep fighting, it'll break. Something's going to happen. It's going to work out. And it's not going to. It's not going to, because you shouldn't have to fight. You shouldn't have to be breaking yourself down to make it work. That's just not how things have to be. That's not how things have to be. And it's hard to wrap your head around that because you get so familiar with it. It feels like a comfort. It feels like home. Your misery feels like home. It feels like, even though this is so tough to be dealing with right now, at least it's something that I know. At least it's something that I know how to tackle. At least I know what's coming for me. At least I know if I do this, I'm going to get this. But if I try to do something different, if I try to go, then what? That's a whole new can of worms. That's a whole new box of possibilities. I don't know if I can really handle that. But you can. You can. You're so much more resilient and so much stronger than you actually know that you are. So much stronger. The things that we as humans can deal with is just astronomical. The things that we can handle is just, like, it's hard to wrap your head around. The things that people have been through, and they can still have a smile on their face. They can still enjoy their day. They can still go out there and give to others, give their heart, give their love, give their spirit to others despite everything they've been through time and time again. That takes a lot of power. That takes a lot of bravery, a lot of courage to keep going, to keep wanting to be in that state. And you can do it too. You can do it too. As a 25-year-old that has been through a lot in this lifetime, I can tell you that every time I've started over, it's been the best thing I've ever done. It's been the best thing I've ever done, and I wouldn't regret it for a second. I would never go back and do anything different. Starting over has changed my life. It saved my life. It saved me so many times in more ways than I can count, more ways than I can name. Starting over is just, it's like, it will tear you down. It will tear you down, and it will make you feel like you're truly at rock bottom. Like there's truly nowhere to go. It will leave you so broken and so empty inside sometimes. Sometimes it'll feel so liberating, and it'll feel like this is so right, and I know it. I feel it in my spirit. I'm ready for it. But other times it can be really tough. It can be really tough, and both times you're not going to regret it. Because when you feel like you need to start over, there's nothing else. There's no going back. When you get to that point where you just know in your spirit that you need to start over, that this is not for you, it takes a lot to get to that point. I don't know about you guys, but it takes a lot for me to get to that point where I feel like I need to start over. Scratch everything I've been doing, scratch all the people in my life. I need to start over. And it can save you. It truly can save you. I've been through so many turbulent relationships, so many turbulent family situations, so many toxic environments, so many times in my life where I felt like this is it. This is it. I had a good run, but I'm out of here. And you just have to know that there is something always waiting for you on the other side. There is always something waiting for you on the other side. But you won't know what it is unless you keep going, unless you get there. You just gotta get there. If you can just push yourself just enough, just give yourself that shot, give yourself that chance. not letting people, not letting situations win over you, to give yourself a chance to know what is truly meant for me in this life. At least give yourself that. At least provide yourself with that, because you deserve it. You deserve to know. You deserve to know what the universe has in store for you, because golly, it could be something just mind-blowing. You don't know. You have so much potential, so many things you could be doing. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And I'm not gonna sit here and try to act like it's gonna be easy. It's not. It's not gonna be easy. And there's gonna be days where you kind of regret your decision, when you're like just fresh starting over and you think, why did I do that? It wasn't great where I was at, but it was comfortable. And I felt like a sense of almost safety in that. It felt like a little safety blanket. And now I'm just out here in the big bad old world and I don't know how to navigate it, but you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Because what's the other option? You got it. Like, you got it. The biggest lesson I can give, the biggest thing that I've learned that I can give you guys is to be okay with starting over. Be okay with change. Be okay with big changes. Be okay with having a certain view of what your life is going to be and then completely turning it on its head. Be okay with constantly just not really knowing what's going on because that's just life. And when we're growing up, we think we got it all figured out. We think, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be with this person. It's going to be great. And then it's not great. It's not great. And you think, well, what the heck? What the heck? All the adults in my life told me that if I just had it figured out and if I did this, this, and that, it was all just going to fall into my lap. I was going to be happy for the rest of my life. Me and this person, we were going to live and die together. I was going to have a great career. I thought I was going to be happy in this, and now I'm not. And you feel betrayed. You feel like you're slighted. You feel like everyone around you let you down because I thought that this was what I wanted. Everyone made me feel like this was the right path in life. There's not always just one path in life. There's multiple. Life is like, like those tunnels where like worms go through. I don't know if that has like an actual term. But like in those glass cases where you can see where the worms are just going through in and out, where they left behind that space, that empty space. I feel like that's how life is. There's not just one path. There's so many different paths you can go down. But you're going to end up in the same spot at the end of the day. We're all going to end up in the same spot at the end of the day. There's so many different things you can do in this lifetime. There's so many different avenues you can go down. There's not just one path. There's not just two paths. There's not just three paths. You can live so many different lives in one lifetime. So many different lives. You can be so many different people in one lifetime if you really wanted to. Take advantage of the time that you have here on earth. Do whatever you feel like is most comfortable, is most aligned with who you are, and most aligned with your spirit, what you need out of life. Anything that makes you feel like you are your highest self, like you are your best self, that's what you need to go towards. That's what you need to run towards. And it'll come to you. It'll come to you. Sometimes you just have to work on yourself. You just have to work on loving who you are. You just have to work on being there for yourself, giving yourself the love that you always give to others. And that love, that spirit, it'll just naturally flow back to you. The universe has a way of just letting things come to you when you're ready to have it. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for coming to another one with me, and I hope to see you again soon. Hope you guys enjoy your night, day, whatever it is for you. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, you guys.